Well, it's under 50 days now, and I haven't done a video since about 17 weeks out, so I didn't do a very good job of that. I said I was going to do videos every couple of weeks, and I haven't. So I'm going to fast forward and hopefully catch everybody up who's interested. As far as my diet goes for this entire prep, I think my coach has cut just a few carbs and just a few fats. He did remove my intra-workout drink, but that's about it. That's pretty much all that's happened in the last 10 weeks. So I do think I went, gosh, it was at least 6 weeks, if I'm thinking right, before we even did any type of a refeed. I haven't had a technical cheat meal. Everything's been very structured still. So I'm on my third refeed right now. So I think the first one we undershot a little bit. I don't think we got enough carbs in. It did still serve a good purpose, but I actually didn't gain that much water, and I didn't gain as much fullness as I thought I would from that first refeed. So after that, he decided to increase the amount of carbs that I take in. So now I take in 9.5 cups of rice. That's over 6 meals. So the first meal is 2 cups of rice. Every other meal is 1.5 cups of rice, and that's either paired with chicken or eggs. On top of that, though, I still get to have a steak and a potato. I've been going on the leaner side just because I don't want to overdo it, leaner side of steak, but it's really awesome. Try not eating steak for a long time and then just having the first bite. It's unbelievably good. But then I also get to have a small dessert. But what's funny is the first refeed that I had, I love cake pops. I love Starbucks salted caramel cake pops so much. And I ordered 3 of them, and on the third one, I was like, I can't finish this. Like, it was way too rich. So that's weird for me and anyone who knows how I feel about sweets. Then the next cheat meal for that dessert, I was at my brother's surprise birthday party, and I got a piece of cake, and all I could do was scrape the icing off because I'm a child. So my body just doesn't seem to want sweets, which is very, very odd for me. But I just feel so satiated. Like, there's still so much food. I'm very hungry, but it's proportionate in relation to like where I was at last year, the calories I was eating last year. So I have another refeed today. I'm on meal 3. I've gotten 3 meals in. So tonight I'll go out on an actual date with my boyfriend to go eat a steak and a potato and hopefully a dessert. But aside from the refeeds, aside from the diet changes, nothing drastic there. I haven't gotten out of control with anything. I haven't cheated on my diet once. There's not one time that I've messed up this entire 10 weeks. So that's good. Not that I expect anything less. So I guess the other change is cardio. So now I'm up to 4 days a week of 50 minutes of steady state cardio. And on top of that, I have 2 days where I have to do high intensity kettlebell work following a lift. So technically it's 6 days a week, 2 of those days being high intensity, 4 being moderate, steady state. So that's bearable for me. I'm actually okay with that. I feel like I'm working very hard, and I feel like I'm able to do it. I know that's going to increase from this point, but that's way different in comparison to where I was this time last year with my cardio. My weight training is still awesome. The last cheat meal, or the last refeed that I had was 2 weeks ago, and I still noticed that I was progressing with my resistance training and able to add still, even if it's just 2.5 or 5 pounds to my lifts. I've plateaued on some things, but I still find a way to make it hard. Like, even if it's not structured exactly as usual with my weights, I still try to go for that heavier push. Still try to get like a couple more reps in. So I can't believe to say it that it's 7 weeks out right now, and I don't feel like it. The worst feeling this entire prep was about 2 weeks ago, and I thought that I was actually starting to feel fatigued because of my diet. But what I realized is I was getting really shitty sleep. So I don't think it was the diet at all. I think I just wasn't sleeping well. And that was the first time that I felt like, oh, okay, I'm prepping for a show. But now I feel great again, and on top of that, I get a refeed. So I'm utilizing this to still push forward. It would be really easy for me to look in the mirror and say, like, yeah, I like how I look, and yeah, I'm making progress, so it's okay to back off. But I'm telling myself this time that I'm just going to push the envelope here and just see how far I can take this. So I'm not backing off my weights, and I'm not easing off my cardio, and I'm not making excuses and having bites of things that I shouldn't have, because I want this to be the time that I can get on stage and say, I didn't fuck up once. I didn't do anything wrong, and I did everything that I could. And that's a really hard test because it doesn't just last the whole length of your prep. It goes way back to my off season. And when I look in the mirror, I'm actually really almost get a little bit too excited about the changes, but I still know there's 7 more weeks to go, and it's going to get tough, and there's going to be some tests here or there. But I know I can handle it, and I trust myself to do my absolute best. And so, at about this point in my prep, I'm rhinestoning my suit. I'm taking my own posing very seriously. Tomorrow I'm going to a posing clinic with Gary Udit to make sure that I've covered all bases. I trust my coach with my diet and my training, and I trust myself to do everything that I'm supposed to do and more. And then I've got Gary and a team of other people who are going to critique my posing. And so what it comes down to now for me is all mental. I've started a routine where at the end of every day I take 15 minutes for myself and I do nothing but clear my head. This prep's almost over. It's more than halfway done, and I don't even feel like I'm prepping, and I'm afraid I'm going to miss that. And as long as I've done this for 12 years, I still want to enjoy the process. And I've been focused on training my clients. I've been focused on putting my team of competitors first. If there's things I've committed to and responsibilities that I have and other people that need my service right now. And so if I can just maintain that, that's good. But I do need to, after everything is complete and everything is finished, I need to step back into focusing on my own mentality for this. And so just now, the least I can do is take 15 minutes and say, this is my time. And so that helps me visualize, and that helps me reflect on everything that I've done this year and how far I've come. And sometimes it's hard to believe because, we do these measurements, we do these body fat assessments, and I feel like I busted my butt this year, but it's really hard for me to believe these numbers. Every time we do body fat assessments, my coach gets a different percentage than I do, even though we go off the same millimeters. We always use his millimeters. I think our formulas are just slightly different, but to me that doesn't matter. I'm going more for the look, and I would like to see the millimeters less, of course. But when he did the math, compared to this time last year, I was kind of shocked by it, and I want to believe it, but then again I don't. So, I think he said that was at like 86-something% lean mass this time last year, and this year it's like 92. My numbers said I was at about 92 pounds of lean mass last year, and then I'm about 100 now. So regardless of whose formula we use for body fat percentage, to see the lean mass numbers increase like that, I'm going to even err on the side of that it's not in my favor, but that still would equate to somewhere between 5 and 7 pounds of muscle, depending on how closely you want to get specific with it. And it's a really hard thing for me to believe. I didn't think that could be done for myself. I didn't think that I could do that. And so, coming from last June, what is this? It's been like, I think this was at 9 months difference. So in 9 months, to even put on 5 pounds, I thought that was unattainable, but that was one of the things that the judges told me to change. And so, now that I kind of have that information, it's good to fuel the rest of what I'm thinking for this show, is that, I've done the work, but I have to continue working. I can't give up now. And I made all the changes that the judges had told me to, that I'm aware of. I did everything that I could to fix that and change it. I tried to bring up my weak points, and I'm still pushing forward, so that my entire goal for this competition is to be undeniably perfect. And I want to make everyone recognize that. And so I have to see that within myself first. I still have to, it's not going to be easy. It's definitely not going to be easy. I expect this to be a very hard show. I expect amazing girls to come out and compete for the same thing that I'm competing for. But I'm doing my damnedest to fix everything that is a flaw and only exude professionalism at this show. It would be a major accomplishment for me if I could reach like 110 or 108, somewhere between there, and also get my ab millimeter down to, I think last year it was a 4, so I'd like to see a 3 this year. And last year I think my quads were at like a 12.5 millimeter, but I want to push the envelope and say I'm going to go for a 9. I've never had a single digit quad before, so those are my personal goals for this show. And it's coming down to, I've got 7 weeks until I can present that to the rest of the world, but every day I have to fight this battle of this process of having breakthroughs. And I believe in cluster of breakthroughs will have a dramatic and huge result. So I treat that the same way with my workouts. Like if I'm gonna expect this pro card, then I have to work for it, and I have to add that extra weight, and I have to do those 1 or 2 extra reps that I didn't think I could do. And even during my cardio, when I think that, you know, I'm tired and I can't get my heart rate up, as soon as I flip the switch, I know I can push harder and I can get my heart rate up just fine. So it's a matter of testing that every day, and I think that for me personally, that's a huge improvement, because I can definitely look back last year and say, no, I didn't do everything that I could have. I thought I did, but what I realized after that second show was that I was afraid to break through to that. I don't know why. Maybe I was just unaware of it. But I didn't do everything that I could, and right now, on this day, I can say that I have. And that is an awesome feeling. So if I can just continue that for the next 7 weeks, honestly, this sounds crazy, but I don't care what happens on that stage. I will have reached a new height for myself, and that will be my breakthrough. And so it's just every day, it's a little bit of that. I don't foresee anything getting in my way, but I'm prepared that if it does, plow right through it. So everything is good. Everything is really good. My competitors compete. They go in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So I'll be there getting them ready for their competition, and then after that, I'm going to back off, be a little selfish, focus back on my posing, and just do whatever I can to keep my head right for the remaining days. So it's coming. I hope I get to do another video. If you get overwhelmed by it, feel free to unfollow me, because I don't care. And I'll post some progress pictures as I see more progress. Hopefully I don't get too busy and forget. But if you all need some motivation, we did finish the documentary about a couple weeks ago or a month ago, so thank you all to everyone who even took the time to watch that. I know it's really lengthy and it was 35 minutes, but it really means a lot to me that you even gave it your attention, even if it wasn't for the full video. That's okay. But I really hope that that helps somebody. If that even helped one person in some way or another, not even in the realm of like bodybuilding, but either to push for their own goals, or anyone who has dealt with any kind of bullying or self-conscious body images or anything like that, that was my give back to my community. It served a lot of good personal things for myself, but I wanted to put that out there to help other people. And so if you've watched it, thank you for watching it. Thank you for sharing it. I would love it if we can just make this thing reach as many people as possible. So I'll put it up on YouTube in case anybody needs to find it. But on that note, we are focusing on a new documentary with Dave Woodland and Jeff Ivory. So they are kind of following me throughout my workouts, a little bit of my food prep. We'll be scheduling some more interviews to do before the show on May 30th. And then it will be done. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. I'm just having trouble keeping up with it. So I will make another one of these as soon as I can. See ya. Bye.